Addition of integers is very clear to you all now. All you have to do is remember the three conditions. Sum of positive integers is positive, sum of negative integers is negative, and sum of integers with unlike signs is to be subtracted. Then the sign will be the sign of the greater integer. Okay. Now let's move on to subtraction of integers. Now here I have taken for any two integers a and b, for any two integers a and b, a minus b equals a plus additive inverse of b. Here in this case, children, please make a note. This b is positive and we are subtracting a positive integer. So a minus b is a plus additive inverse of b. So it is a plus of minus b. I repeat, a minus b is a minus positive b. A, b are integers, children. This is in general. So, a minus b is a plus of minus b. What we have to do is add additive inverse of the second integer. That's what I have done. Second case, a minus of minus b. In this case, we are subtracting negative integer. So, we are subtracting negative integer. In this case, the rule is a plus additive inverse of negative b. In the first case, additive inverse of positive b because we are subtracting positive integer. In the second case, a plus additive inverse of negative b since we are subtracting a negative integer. So that becomes a plus additive inverse of negative b is positive b. So a minus of minus b is a plus b. We can summarize it as a minus b is a plus of minus b, that is a plus additive inverse of b, that is a plus of minus b. Second case, a minus of minus b is a plus b. We are adding the additive inverse of minus b, that is plus b. This is one method. Look at this. The rule says plus into plus is plus. Minus into minus is also plus. Plus into minus is minus and minus into plus is minus. What we mean is, I'll explain it with examples. Kindly make a note. I hope till here you all understood, children. So, let's give you examples and you will easily understand. Now, examples. Subtract. Bear in mind, we are doing subtraction of integers, addition of integers rules you have already followed. 1. Subtract 10 from, say, 20. Let's start with a simple example. So the order is, yes, what is the order, children? We are subtracting 10 from 20. So the order is 20 minus, you are subtracting positive 10. 20 minus 10. So according to the first rule, it is 20 plus of minus 10. Clear? So 20 minus 10 is 10. Okay? Next. Subtract, say, 9 from I'll take a negative 9 from say 8. Now see, observe carefully. From 8 we are subtracting a negative integer. Second case, from 8 we are subtracting a negative integer. Children, many children make a mistake here. From 8 you are removing negative 9. Please do not write positive 9 here. This is subtraction. From 8 we are subtracting a negative integer. So the second rule says it is 8 plus additive inverse of 9, negative 9, that is 9. I repeat, 8 minus of minus 9 is 8 plus additive inverse of negative 9, that is positive 9. 8 plus 9, that is 17. Now look at this rule. Here it says, second rule, minus of minus is plus. That's what we have here. Minus of minus is read as minus into minus, children. Minus of minus is read as minus into minus. But what is minus into minus? It's plus. So minus of minus becomes plus. Minus of minus becomes plus. So whether you use this method or you use this method, the result is same. Minus into minus is plus. Or according to this, plus of additive inverse of 9, that is positive 9. Many children find this easy to remember. It is left to you. If you feel this method is easy, you can use that. If you find the second method easy, that also you can do. Both are the same. So 8 plus 9 is 17. Clear? One more. Subtract minus 5 from minus 11. Children, what is the order? What is the order? Minus 11. Minus 11. Subtract. You are subtracting a negative integer. Okay? From minus 11, you are removing or subtracting a negative 5. So go back to your rule, this or this. If you follow this rule, minus of minus, this 11 is negative. Now minus of minus becomes positive. So the final answer, go back to the 3 rules, children. I told you these 3 rules are very, very important, whether you're doing addition or subtraction. Ultimately, when you bring it down, that is when you multiply the signs, you will come across either the first rule, second rule or the third rule. Now this is our third condition where we have 2 integers with unlike signs. One is negative, one is positive. Remember what we have to do? We have to subtract. I have subtracted. How did I subtract? I have taken the absolute value of negative 11, that is 11. So 11 minus 5 is 6, but 11 has got a negative sign. Is it clear? I repeat once again. To subtract an integer, add the inverse of the second integer to the first integer. I repeat, to subtract integers, add the additive inverse of the second integer to the first integer, or simply remember these rules. Minus 100 from 80. Okay? from 80. So it is 80 minus of minus 100. Children, remember, you are subtracting minus 100. That's why two signs we have. You may be wondering how come we have two signs. From 80 you are subtracting, because we clearly said here subtract. So from 80 we are removing negative 100. So what does this happen? What does this become? Negative into negative is positive. So 8 plus 100, that is 180. Clear, children? So far I hope you've understood how to subtract integers, whether it's a small integer or large integer. Just remember these rules. It's going to be very easy for you. Now, if you've all copied, we'll go to properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Okay? Properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Make a note. Properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Please copy down the heading, properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Now children, what do you mean by properties? Properties means the characteristics of integers. Let us see how integers behave in certain cases. You all have studied properties of whole numbers in 5th standard. I hope you all remember. In case you don't remember, just recall as I am stating the properties. The first property is, property number 1 is closure property. Closure property. What do we mean by closure property? Let's see. Closure property, let me take an example and explain. Suppose I take minus 8, sum of minus 8 and say 10. Then minus 8 plus 10, we are doing closure property for addition first. So you can write closure property of addition of integers. Okay. So minus 8 plus 10 is, can you recall the third condition? Two integers have unlike signs, opposite signs. So the rule is we have to subtract and write the sign of the greater integer. So in this case also I can reverse it. I can change the order. 10 minus 8 also I can write. The answer is 2. Now what has happened here? When you added two integers, your sum is also an integer. I repeat, when you added two integers, their sum is also an integer. That is closure property of addition of integers. One more example. Let's add, say, minus 3, minus 2 and minus 4. When I add minus 3, minus 2 and minus 4, imagine on the number line, if you can't remember the rule. You can remember the rule. In case you forget, please imagine the number line. I've told you clearly that number line helps you in addition and subtraction. So now what does the rule say? Since all are negative, so it is minus 3 plus of minus 2 plus of minus 4. We are adding all negative integers. The answer is minus 9. Again, when you add 2 or more integers, your sum is also an integer. This condition, this property is called closure property of addition. Therefore, in general, if A and B are 2 integers, then A plus B is an integer. A plus B is also an integer. Okay. A plus B is an integer where A and B both belong to set of integers. Children, try to recall this symbol. Did you all understand? Now that is as far as closure property of addition is concerned. Let us see for subtraction. Closure property of subtraction. Let us see if this condition satisfies even subtraction of integers. Let me take example. Okay. Now, let me subtract 12 minus 6. Children, recall the rules are here. You have two integers, two signs next to each other. Minus into minus. Minus of minus. You are subtracting a negative integer. What happens? According to the rule, you have to add additive inverse of this integer. The answer is 18. One more example. Minus 4 minus of plus 2. So minus 4 plus into minus. So no sign is here. So plus into minus. It remains minus. The rule is here. Minus into plus is minus. So remember the second rule. Sum of two negative integers. What happens when you have two negative integers on the number line? First you will go from 0 to 4. Then add another 2. Answer is minus 6. In both these cases, when you subtracted integers, your sum is also an integer. Therefore, we say addition of integers is closed with respect to property of integers. So subtraction is also closed under integers. That means when you add two integers, you get an integer. When you subtract two integers, you again get integers. So closure property applies to both addition and subtraction of integers, children. I hope you understood what closure property is. Closure property is sum or difference of any two integers is an integer. So when you add two integers, you get an integer. When you subtract, the difference is also an integer. Therefore, sum or difference of any two integers is an integer. This property is called closure property of addition. I repeat, closure property of addition. You have learned for whole numbers. Now we are learning for integers. So closure property applies or holds good for both whole numbers and integers. In this case, closure property holds good with respect to addition as well as subtraction. I hope all of you understood. Please make a note. Properties of integers, of addition and subtraction. Properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Under that, we have first learned closure property of integers. In the first case, closure property holds good with respect to addition. That means when you add two integers, you get an integer. Answer is also an integer. When you subtract two integers, the difference also is an integer. So, closure property holds good with respect to addition and subtraction of integers. Clear, children? Now, let's go to the next property called commutative property. Commutative property. Commutative, check the spelling, commutative property. Even this you have learned for whole numbers. Now we are learning for integers. Okay. Now what is commutative property? Before I tell you what it is, let me give you an example. Now, first let us take positive integers. You will understand well. Suppose I take 12 plus 8. What is the answer? It is 20. Children, please observe carefully. 12 plus 8 is 20. What about 8 plus 12? What is the sum? Again 8 plus 12 is 20. Observe carefully. What I have done here is I have changed the order of the addends. I have changed the order of the integers. First 12 plus 8 is 20. Next I have changed the order. It's 8 plus 12. But the result is still 20. One more example I'll take. So I can write 12 plus 8 equals 20 equals 8 plus 12. I hope this is clear. One more example. Minus 7 plus, say, minus 6. Apply the rule, children. Sum of negative integers is negative 30. Now what I am going to do? I am going to change the order. Plus minus 7. Minus 7 plus minus 6. Now I have changed the order. Minus 6 plus negative 7. Does the sum change? No. The sum remains negative 13. So, what do you observe here? When you change the order of the integers in addition, the sum remains unaltered. The sum remains the same. In general, if A and B are any two integers, then I can write in general, A plus B equals B plus A, where A and B belong to set of integers. Children, please observe. In commutative property, first I am dealing with addition. When you add two integers, you get a sum. When you reverse their order, the sum remains the same. It does not change. This property of integers is called commutative property of addition of integers. Therefore, A plus B equals B plus A. A and B belong to integers. So, we can say commutative property holds good with respect to addition. Let me check for subtraction. Observe carefully. Subtract. from 9, let us say. So what am I doing? I am subtracting from 9. I am removing a positive 6. So 9 minus 6 is 3. Now let's reverse the order. Now I am going to subtract. First we subtracted from 9, we removed 6. Now let us reverse. From 6, I am removing 9. Just like we reversed the order here, I have now reversed the integers. But I get one is positive, one is negative, children. Answer is negative. I repeat, 9 minus 6 is 3, but 6 minus 3 is 3 but with a negative sign. Those two are actually opposite. They are opposite to each other. So we can't say these two answers are the same. So subtraction of integers does not hold true for commutative property, or commutative property does not hold good with respect to subtraction of integers, but it holds good with addition of integers. I hope children, all of you have understood. I am going to give you a small exercise as homework for you. Please sit at home, do these exercises. When you are doing this work, try to recall the rules that we have just learned. I am sure you'll find the homework or the exercise very, very simple. Okay? So this is your assignment. Let me explain. Assignment 3. Your assignment 3. Okay, children. First one, solve. I have written solve because if I say addition or subtraction, again you will get confused with the rules. So I have written solve. So check what the operation is and do accordingly. The first one is 9 minus of minus 9 minus 9. Okay, you simplify that. Next one, minus 38 minus of minus 38. Third one, take away. What do you mean by take away? Remove or subtract. Take away 72 from negative 28. That is the first mean. Second mean, use greater, lesser or equal sign to make this statement true. So the first one is minus 39 plus of minus 24 plus of minus 15. You have a box here. In this box you find out whether it is greater, lesser or equal. On the other side, this side you have minus 122. So solve this side and see if they are equal to or one is greater than or lesser than. Same thing. 23 minus 41 plus 11. You have a box to fill up. 23 minus 41 minus 11. Now you have one homework on one exercise on the properties of integers also. Okay, you have just learned properties of integers. Just now you learn. Okay, check. Minus 17 minus of minus 20 equals dash. You have to fill up and then write what the property is. Name the property. Second one, 65 plus dash is minus 21 plus 65. Fill it up, write the property. Next one, 18 plus dash equals, one second children, 18 plus dash equals minus 35. What you have to do is again fill up and then write the property. So no confusion. Recall the properties and recall all the rules that you have learned, and it's going to help you in doing this homework. Children, knowledge of integers is very important even for our future lessons, that is even in algebra or in doing your arithmetic, that is rational numbers. Everywhere the knowledge of integers is very, very useful. It's very, very important. That's the reason, even if we take a longer time, let us learn the rules carefully and remember them for our future purpose. Thank you.